In this episode, we are counting down the top 10 stories from Socrates, including one where he almost drowns a student, and another where he confuses an Athenian soldier. You don't want to miss this must-see episode. Welcome to Ancient Wisdom.
Number 10. Socrates declared as wisest man by the Oracle of Delphi. In ancient Athens, Socrates received an unexpected proclamation from the Oracle of Delphi, declaring him the wisest man. Confused and curious, Socrates embarked on a quest to uncover the truth. He engaged in conversations with politicians, poets, and craftsmen, seeking wisdom beyond his own. To his surprise, those who claimed knowledge often lacked a genuine understanding of their beliefs. Realizing the paradox, Socrates declared, "The only true wisdom is in knowing you know nothing." While others boasted of knowledge, he embraced the humility of acknowledging the limits of his understanding. In this pursuit of self-awareness, Socrates discovered that genuine wisdom begins with an admission of one's own lack of knowledge.
You know nothing, Jon Snow. We all need to humble ourselves. Let us not end up as unwitting examples of the Dunning-Kruger effect, a cognitive bias in which people with limited competence in a particular domain overestimate their abilities. Instead, we should never stop learning. Do you agree?
Number 9. Socrates debates Euthyphro. In the bustling streets of ancient Athens, Socrates found himself in a lively debate with Euthyphro, a confident individual proclaiming expertise in piety. Socrates, always eager to explore the depths of understanding, initiated a series of probing questions, peeling away the layers of piety's complexity. As the dialogue progressed, Euthyphro's initial assurance crumbled, caught in the intricate web of Socratic inquiry. The exchange, famously referred to as the Euthyphro dilemma, unfolded as a philosophical battleground. Socrates, wielding his relentless method of questioning, guided Euthyphro into a realm of uncertainty. The once clear concept of piety became a puzzle, highlighting the intricacies hidden within seemingly straightforward ideas. This conversation exemplified Socrates' unique approach, showcasing how the pursuit of wisdom requires navigating the labyrinth of our own understanding. In the diminishing light of the Athenian day, the Euthyphro dilemma lingered, prompting reflection among both participants and onlookers. The experience served as a compelling illustration of the ever-evolving nature of knowledge and the transformative power embedded in unyielding inquiry. As Socrates wisely put it, true wisdom comes to each of us when we realize how little we understand.
We don't know what we don't know. We all have a natural tendency to believe we know more than we actually do. Acknowledging this is one important step to growth. Let us embrace this nugget of ancient wisdom. We could all benefit from being more humble. Don't you agree?
Number 8. Socrates awakens Athens from intellectual slumber. In the vibrant agora of Athens, Socrates, draped in the robes of philosophical inquiry, assumed the role of the city's gadfly. With a mission to awaken Athens from its intellectual slumber, he compared the city to a placid horse in need of constant prodding. Socrates, far from a passive observer, saw himself as a relentless provocateur, buzzing around the status quo to stir critical thought. Socrates' gadfly persona went beyond a whimsical comparison. It encapsulated his commitment to disrupt the complacency of conventional wisdom. Amidst Athenian discourse, he questioned assumptions, challenged authority, and stirred the intellectual pot. The gadfly became the embodiment of Socrates' dedication to keeping the city intellectually alive, even if it meant inciting discomfort and challenging established norms. As Socrates continued to buzz through the streets of Athens, his metaphorical wings of inquiry agitated the waters of stagnant thought. In the words of Socrates, the unexamined life is not worth living. The gadfly persisted as a lasting symbol of intellectual disruption, serving as a reminder to Athenians that progress often emerges from the discomfort of critical engagement with prevailing ideas.
Knock some sense into the clueless. We should not sit idly by as misplaced intellectual arrogance, or worse, common ignorance, spreads through the internet. Let us all, in our own small ways, be keyboard warriors. May the truly learned fight back the spread of fake news, and worse, blatant propaganda. Do you think this is how Socrates would see things being a gadfly in our society today? Before we continue with our countdown, let's briefly revisit who Socrates was. Socrates, a towering figure in ancient Greek philosophy, was born in Athens around 470 BCE. He left no written records of his teachings, and much of what is known about him comes from the works of his students, primarily Plato. Socrates' approach to philosophy was unique, characterized by the Socratic method, a form of cooperative argumentative dialogue to stimulate critical thinking and illuminate ideas. He questioned conventional wisdom, urging his students to challenge their assumptions and seek truth through dialectical reasoning. Socrates' life and teachings drew both admiration and criticism. His relentless questioning of social norms and religious beliefs led to accusations of impiety and corrupting the youth. In 399 BCE, he faced trial in Athens, where he was found guilty and sentenced to death by drinking hemlock. Socrates' unwavering commitment to his principles and his refusal to compromise his philosophical integrity, even in the face of death, left an enduring legacy. His ideas have influenced Western philosophy profoundly, shaping the foundations of ethical inquiry, epistemology, and the pursuit of wisdom for centuries. Now, back to the countdown.
Number 7. Socrates submerges students' head underwater. In the lively streets of Athens, a young man, brimming with curiosity, approached the renowned philosopher Socrates, expressing a deep desire to unravel the mysteries of philosophy. Intrigued by the young man's enthusiasm, Socrates, with a knowing glint in his eye, proposed an unconventional lesson that would leave an indelible mark on the seeker's quest for knowledge. Without hesitation, Socrates beckoned the young man to join him on a stroll towards a nearby river. As the soothing sounds of flowing water surrounded them, the philosopher led his eager student into the gentle embrace of the river's current. Standing chest deep in the cool waters, the young man awaited the pearls of wisdom that he anticipated would be shared in this serene setting. To his bewilderment, Socrates, in an unexpected twist, suddenly dunked the young man's head beneath the water's surface. Gasping for breath upon emerging, the man questioned the seemingly perplexing lesson. With a serene demeanor, Socrates responded, "When you desire knowledge as much as you desired air in that moment, then you shall have it." The metaphor of seeking knowledge akin to the necessity of breath resonated deeply, imprinting a profound lesson on the young philosopher's journey of intellectual discovery.
Hunger finds a way. You cannot gain anything if you don't want it hard enough. Therefore, cultivate your dreams and aspirations until they mirror the urgency you feel for air in a drowning situation. Is this the way you would describe this lesson from Socrates? Let us know if you agree by posting in the comments below.
Number 6. Socrates chooses death over escape. In the poignant final moments of Socrates' life, a profound story unfolds. Faced with a death sentence, accused of impiety and corrupting the youth of Athens, Socrates stood at a critical crossroads. His loyal companions, driven by friendship and concern, presented him with a chance to escape the impending execution. However, in a decision that would resonate throughout history, Socrates, resolute in his commitment to principles and the laws of Athens, declined the opportunity for freedom. His reasoning transcended mere self-preservation. He believed that respecting and upholding the city's laws, even when confronted with an unjust verdict, held paramount importance. Opting to drink the cup of hemlock, Socrates symbolically embraced his unwavering dedication to philosophical ideals and the conviction that living by one's values outweighed personal survival. In the face of impending doom, Socrates' act of moral courage became an enduring testament to his philosophy. It underscored the imperative of integrity, the pursuit of truth, and the belief that one's principles should guide life's decisions, even in the most profound challenges. As Socrates astutely remarked, the greatest way to live with honor in this world is to be what we pretend to be.
Walk the talk. While Socrates' decision to embrace death may be deemed extreme, it serves as a powerful illustration of living by one's principles. We can all draw inspiration from his example as we endeavor to live our lives to the best of our ability. Do you see merit in this perspective?
Number 5. Socrates unveils true prosperity. In the vibrant tapestry of Athens, Socrates found himself engaged in a conversation with a man whose pockets were laden with material wealth but whose intellectual coffers were surprisingly barren. The affluent individual, brimming with pride, eagerly shared tales of his possessions and the opulence that adorned his life. However, Socrates, ever the astute philosopher, probed beyond the glittering surface, aiming his questions at the true essence of richness. As the wealthy man continued his exuberant narration of material acquisitions, Socrates posed a poignant inquiry that cut through the gilded facade. How can you be rich if you're so poor in understanding? The question lingered in the air, challenging the conventional notion of wealth and prompting a reflection on the true markers of prosperity. Socrates' remark encapsulated a profound truth that true wealth transcends the tangible, encompassing the riches of wisdom, knowledge, and intellectual depth. This encounter with the wealthy yet unwise individual became a timeless allegory, underscoring the enduring importance of intellectual wealth. Socrates, through a few well-chosen words, urged his interlocutor and, by extension, all who contemplate the story, to recognize that the acquisition of wisdom and understanding holds a value far beyond the fleeting allure of material possessions. The narrative stands as a testament to Socrates' ability to pierce through societal norms and challenge individuals to assess the true nature of prosperity.
A bag's no good if you're dumb. Keep a good balance in what you aim for. Don't just chase after money, make sure to also pick up some street smarts. Doing both not only helps you grow as a person but also makes you more well-rounded. If Socrates were around today, he might say something like this to share his wisdom. Would you agree?
Number 4. Socrates and the Athenian soldier. In the bustling streets of Athens, Socrates found himself in an intriguing conversation with an Athenian soldier who confidently claimed to know the fastest route to a nearby destination. Eager to explore the depth of the soldier's knowledge, Socrates engaged him in a dialogue that went beyond mere directions. With a calm and probing demeanor, Socrates delved into the soldier's understanding of the concept of fastest. He asked questions that unraveled the layers of the soldier's perception, challenging the notion of speed and efficiency in navigating the city. As the conversation unfolded, it became apparent that the soldier's confidence was rooted more in opinion than in a profound understanding of the fastest route. Through this dialogue, Socrates demonstrated his unique approach of questioning assumptions and encouraging critical thinking. The encounter with the Athenian soldier became more than a discussion about directions. It evolved into a philosophical exploration, revealing Socrates' commitment to uncovering the depth of understanding in seemingly straightforward matters. This story stands as a testament to Socrates' ability to transform everyday conversations into opportunities for intellectual inquiry and reflection.
Don't be too sure of things. Never assume that you know better. There's a common saying about the word assume. When you assume, you make an ass out of you and me. While expressed in a straightforward manner, it seems to touch on the essence of Socrates' teachings. Do you agree? Before we share the remaining top 3 stories, please leave us a like and subscribe to our channel. With your support, we promise to work on developing and releasing more interesting content on ancient wisdom. And now, back to the list.
Number 3. Socrates' dialogues with Critias and Charmides. In the ancient tapestry of Athens, where the threads of philosophy and politics intertwined, Socrates found himself immersed in profound dialogues with 2 captivating figures, Critias and Charmides. The dialogues Charmides and Critias by Plato serve as windows into the exploration of virtue, knowledge, and governance. In Charmides, Socrates encounters the eager and handsome Charmides, delving into the intricacies of temperance. The dialogue unfolds with Socrates probing questions, leading Charmides through a profound examination of the concept. Here, the complexities of virtue and the challenges of defining and embodying it come to the forefront. The narrative takes a historical turn in Critias, where Socrates engages with Critias, a relative of Charmides and a prominent figure in Athenian politics. Critias, later part of the 30 tyrants who seized power in Athens, raises questions about the relationship between philosophy and political influence. The events surrounding Critias and his connection with Socrates offer a glimpse into the historical and philosophical context of a tumultuous period in Athens. As Critias' political journey unfolds, the dialogues with Socrates gain retrospective significance, prompting contemplation on the interplay between philosophy and governance. The association between Socrates and Critias becomes a vital thread in the broader tapestry of Athens, where intellectual inquiry and political power collide, leaving an indelible mark on the historical narrative of ancient Greece. In the dialogue Critias, Socrates reflects, and the true order of going, or being led by another, to the things of love, is to begin from the beauties of earth and mount upwards for the sake of that other beauty, using these as steps only, and from one going on to two, and from two to all fair forms, and from fair forms to fair practices, and from fair practices to fair notions, until from fair notions he arrives at the notion of absolute beauty. This dialogue captures the essence of their exploration, transcending the immediate to reach the philosophical pinnacle.
Knowledge is power. Enough said.
Number 2. Socrates at the Symposium. In the lavish ambience of an Athenian symposium, where philosophers and luminaries gather, the atmosphere pulsates with intellectual fervor as the participants plunge into the mysterious realms of love. As the evening unfolds, each participant shares their perspectives on love. Aristophanes weaves a mythological tale of humans once being whole beings, split into halves by the gods, with love being the quest to reunite with one's other half. Agathon, a young and handsome playwright, eloquently expounds on the god Eros and the qualities of love. When Socrates takes the floor, he eschews a conventional speech on love, instead recounting a conversation with the wise Diotima. Challenging traditional notions, Socrates introduces the concept that true love transcends the physical realm. He argues that love is the pursuit of eternal beauty, wisdom, and virtue, commencing with the love of wisdom itself. Socrates' contributions disrupt the anticipated discourse on romantic love and physical attraction, emphasizing the spiritual and intellectual facets of love. In the Symposium, he famously asserts, "The lover is drawn toward the beloved because he lacks the good which the beloved possesses." The lover desires union with the beloved in the hope that, by becoming like him, he will find completion and happiness. This dialogue stands as a renowned instance where Socrates' ideas challenge prevailing norms, elevating the conversation to a more abstract and philosophical plane.
True love runs deep. True love goes beyond just finding someone attractive. It's about connecting on a deeper level, understanding each other, and sharing meaningful experiences. While physical attraction might kick things off, real love lasts because of the emotional bonds and shared values that go beyond surface-level appeal. It's not just about liking how someone looks, it's about connecting emotionally and building something lasting together. Does this resonate with you?
Number 1. Socrates' lesson in rhetoric. In the lively streets of Athens, Socrates, the venerable philosopher, engaged in a brief yet impactful exchange with a man seeking a rapid lesson in rhetoric. Ever the master of succinct wisdom, Socrates responded with a memorable analogy. "It's like this, when you want to go somewhere, wouldn't you consider it best to know the way?" In this concise statement, Socrates distilled the essence of rhetoric, drawing a parallel between effective communication and the importance of understanding the path one intends to traverse. This short but profound encounter epitomizes Socrates' unique approach to teaching, as he effortlessly translated complex concepts into accessible metaphors. The analogy not only offered practical insight into the art of rhetoric but also underscored Socrates' belief in the significance of knowledge and strategic thinking in any communicative endeavor. Even in these succinct interactions, Socrates left an indelible mark, imparting timeless lessons with brevity and clarity.
The path is as crucial as the goal itself. Having a clear vision of your goals is just the starting point. To turn those aspirations into reality, a well-thought-out plan is the key. Do you practice this in your life? There you have it, ancient wisdom from 10 fascinating stories and lessons from Socrates. Let us know in the comments below which of the stories we shared you enjoyed the most. Feel free to also tell us which ancient philosopher you would like us to share stories about next. Thank you for your time, but before you go, always remember that the wisdom from the ages, although ancient, still resonates as truth for today. Until our next episode, stay curious and enlightened.